Hello everyone and welcome to your third Roblox game development tutorial. And in this tutorial we're going to go over our properties section. So we're going to go over mostly our lighting and our message, which you can highlight by simply clicking on it in the workspace because Roblox is cool like that. So, in lighting, we're going to go over a couple of these things. Now the properties are down here. And they might look scary, daunting. You might be kind of scared to have to use them, manipulate them, and make them work for you. Well, we're not going to go into it too much just yet, because this is mostly for the scripting. But, you do need to have a basic idea, again, of your development platform that you are working with. So, for Roblox, everything is run by properties. Everything. And then the game engine just interprets it to make it into a game. But everything is determined by these properties. So, first we'll start with Ambient. Now, Ambient, what does that usually mean? It kind of means the mood that's set by color and your entire atmosphere, right? Okay, well, here it means the color of the light. And as I'm speaking right now, have Roblox does not have dynamic lighting. It only has one light source. So you have to make that work for you everywhere. Okay? So we'll go over Ambient. Now, when you click it, it's a color 3 value. And we aren't going to go too much into color 3 just yet. But I will tell you, this is how you can change a color 3 really easy. You can either put in RGB values, which we won't do right now because that's a little advanced for some people. Sorry for all you more advanced people trying to get ahead in Roblox game development. I'm starting at square one. Okay, so here we can choose from an array of colors. Or we could even go here and pick basically any color we wanted. But I'm gonna stay at standard because it offers some pretty good colors and it's pretty easy. So let's say we wanted the whole map to have it to look bluish. Okay, so you can't really see it too well. Well, actually you can down here. See how everything looks a little more blue now? Well, that's because we changed the ambience. Now let's change the ambience to be green. Everything looks a little greener. This looks greener. Everything's more green. Change the ambience again. Let's try red. And we see it's red. It just automatically switches and everything looks red. Or we can go to purple. And everything looks purpley. Really, really purpley. Or just plain white and everything is just kind of brighter, but it uses its real color. But we're gonna go back sort of to the default. I don't actually know what their true default is. I know 221 by 2 blah blah blah, that isn't. And you know what, that's a little bit too dark. So we'll move up just a little bit. And I want to say that's it. I might be wrong, but it's good enough and it's a good color. Doesn't change the color of anything except it darkens it or brightens it just a little bit. So, now, let's go over the next one, and we'll go over brightness. Now, like I said, this is a color 3 value in ambient. The next is called an int variable, or an integer variable. Or actually, it's also sort of a double variable, because you can go into decimal places. So we'll call it a double. In fact, most numbers will be, unless it's literally in an int value. In fact, most things won't work unless you use a double, because once you go past 1, that's usually the ultimate, including right now for brightness. So let's look around in our map real quick, and we'll see not too much is going on. If we go over here and we change this to a 0, it got dark, and it got really dark. The sky didn't change. And I want you guys to notice that. The sky doesn't change for almost anything you do yet. But let's keep messing around with this double. I say it can go to decimal places. So let's add in a decimal of 0.5. Looks like my num locks off. Got brighter. Still not as bright as it was, but it got brighter. This is good for, say, a horror game or a war game or something. You can go on darker. Let's keep changing this. Let's go to 2.5. Got dark. 7.5. And you do not have to use only these numbers. You can use crazy numbers, even like 314 or the start of pi. 0.314. Now let's go to 1. Now what if we change that to 10? We should see a difference, right? We do. We see a big difference. But once you get past 1, you'll notice that the difference is never as much as it was when you were in the range of 0 to 1. But this isn't actual double value, and it doesn't just go from 0 to 1. Many things do, however, only go from 0 to 1 and all the decimal places in between. Could they use real numbers like 1 to 100? Yeah, but that's harder to compute. So next up, we'll look at another type of variable. And this is really the only variable of its kind. And it's called time of day. If we change this time of day, right now it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If we and you can change this geographic latitude, but I don't really like doing that because this is just too advanced for me. I don't do that much with geography and stuff. So if we go down here though, we change this to 00. Oh look, it's midnight and it is pitch black. Except for up here, it's not really all that dark. It's still really bright, because that makes so much sense, right? So you will need to know, you can't just change the time of day. You have to change the brightness and ambience, but you also can't just change the brightness and ambience. You also have to change the time of day if you want anything to look right. Now we're just going to give a quick overview of fog. I do think I will have to have an entire tutorial about fog, but this will be a quick, good tutorial of it. So it's an int value. I don't think it really cares too much about decimal places. But here's how it works. Just a quick, brief overview. Fog start, how many studs? I'll go over studs in our building tutorial. How many studs away should the fog start at? And fog end is how many studs away should it end at and become completely impossible to see through, because we're rendering the fog right there. So we're choosing 100 studs and 0 studs. And here's the color 3 variable, and you can choose what color your fog is. So as you can see right now, it's black, and it actually looks really, really good. You can't see very far, and it looks cool. And if we zoom out, we see it even affects vertical Y. Now we're going to cover one more thing, and I know this tutorial has been long, but properties are a pretty big part of Roblox game development, that is. So we're going to go to message, and we're going to cover just one more type of variable. There's more, a lot more, but this is all that matters for right now. The rest are almost sort of extensions of this. So we click message, scroll down, excuse me, and you go, you go to this text thing, right? Well, text is usually just a bunch of letters, right? Yeah, it's not that hard. But remember, for scripting, when I say string, it's the same thing as saying text, because string is just going to be a bunch of characters grouped together in a string of characters. But you don't need to know that just yet. Okay, so text is going to be really simple to grasp, I hope. Just write anything you want. If it's empty, the message won't be visible, but if it's not, it will be. So I'm going to type in bballer13sn is awesome. And you know what? I'm going to capitalize awesome, because that's how awesome I am. And you see, right now, it might be changed later. Roblox changes a lot. But right now, in 2012, the message is kind of like a full screen GUI. We'll go over GUIs more later. And it gives a huge, like, kind of bright gray, transparent hue to everything, and then the text in the middle. And the text is pretty apparent because it's white with a black outline. So you can't miss it. And it says bballer13sn is awesome. Perfect, right? Yeah, because you know it's true. So bballer13sn is awesome. There's how text works. You just enter what the text you want, and for messages, they're specially used that if the text doesn't have anything in it, it won't show itself. That was made by Roblox. It's pretty cool, pretty useful. So, thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like or dislike button corresponding to how you felt about this video. Please comment below to help me make this series better and make it more geared towards what you guys, the viewers, want. And stay tuned for next episode. Thanks. Bye.